Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in this video. So proceeding from my last video on the results of Mercury in the various signs of the zodiac, a few of the commentators wanted to list the results of Mercury in the various houses of the horoscope. Okay, so this video is regarding that request. And before we go into the main topic, kindly subscribe to the channel if you have not done that already. Like the content, and please share it with your friends and family if you find it useful. Okay, so in Vedic astrology, Mercury is known as Buddha, and it is the planet of intellect, intelligence. It represents the sharpness of the mind along with a good sense of humor. Okay, so it represents wisdom, education, books, learning, and the capacity to grasp things as such. Okay, and people born with strong Mercury will have a very sharp intellect, good analytical skills and wisdom. And Mercury, remember, it is a very changeable planet, so sometimes it is hard to find out the impacts of Mercury as such. Okay, because with whatever planet Mercury associates with, it is going to reflect the qualities of that planet. Okay, so overall we must understand that it is a natural benefic, and it is always going to bless you with wisdom and knowledge, provided it is not afflicted in the chart. Okay, so now coming to the topic of this video, Mercury in different houses. So if Mercury is in the first house, its impact is going to show on your appearance. Okay, you'll be if you're having this combination of Mercury in the first house, you'll be able to maintain a very youthful appearance even into your old age. Okay, and remember, any planet sitting in the first house is going to impact your whole life. So Mercury in the first house is going to similarly impact your whole life. Okay, it is if it is not afflicted, it is going to make you highly intelligent and very good at memorizing things. And its blessings will also include the fact that you will be able to solve the various problems of life very sharply, and you will be a very quick and consistent learner. Okay, in the second house, Mercury will influence your money and financial status depending upon the planets it associates with, or depending upon the planets that gives it aspect. Okay, and because of this overly sharp intellect, sometimes it can make the native indulge in some illegal activities in the name of money making. Okay, and remember, the second house is the house of speech, so such a person will have very good communication skills, and by these skills they will be able to win the heart of everyone. And it gives professions as mathematicians, financial advisors, or even money managers as such. Okay, in the third house, Mercury represents skills with hands. Okay, and remember, third house is also the house of logic. Okay, so the native having Mercury in the third house is blessed with with plenty of reasoning and reasoning abilities, as well as sharp intellect. Okay, such people are mentally quite alert and clever. Okay, they can very easily convince people. And the third house is also the house of short journeys. Okay, so the native will love to be on the move, on the native will love to be outside on short trips and would not be wanting to be at home as such. Okay, the Mercury gives favorable results in the third house, and if it is there in your chart, then you should choose a career like writing, telecommunications, transportation, web designing, publishing, speaking, journalism, and travel, and so on. Okay, in the fourth house, Mercury feels traumatized. Okay, because the fourth house, as I said, Mercury is a very young planet. It wants to explore the world, and fourth house means, some astrologers say that it is one of the worst positions for Mercury to be in. So it can cause family issues. It can cause quarrels and conflicts with your own mother. Okay, your mother may suffer from some kind of nervous issues. And remember, fourth house is related to emotions, and Mercury being an earth planet, it is it'll pull away all the emotion, all the it'll absorb. It's the water absorber. Okay, it is the illegitimate child of the moon, which means that Mercury pulls out all the water from the moon. Okay, so such people may be emotionally unavailable for their parents, for their spouses, because it will all be about using their analytical skills, the sharpness of the brain. Okay. And emotions and analytical abilities don't go hand in hand. So fourth house Mercury is a difficult placement to handle, right? Now, in the fifth house, Mercury is very, very good. Mercury is going to do very, very good, because then such natives will have the natural endowment to express themselves in a way that affects people emotionally. Okay. Remember, these people will be very good with in the will be very good in making speculative gains in the stock market. They can also be excellent teachers, and even the children of these natives are going to be very, very intellectual. If this Mercury joins the Sun as or Jupiter, it is going to be very beneficial for the native in terms of career as well as in terms of education. Okay. Now, in the sixth house, Mercury again does very, very good. Remember, Mercury exalts in the natural sixth house of Virgo. So the native would be more in favor of using his or her brains rather than bronze. And such people will be able to solve all problems and conflicts with their intelligence. Okay. But, Mercury's presence in the sixth house can make a person very impatient, can make a person very uneasy regarding things where they need to keep their patience. They will find it very difficult to wait in certain cases. For example, if they are waiting for the train, they will find it very uneasy. If they are waiting for the flight, it will make them very uneasy. And these people, they are problem solvers, as I said, and they are very sympathetic towards issues like poverty. They are sympathetic towards people who are underprivileged, who belong to the lower strata of the society. And with their intelligence, they will always want to work on social well-being as well as providing services to the needy. Okay. Again, seventh house is not a very good placement for Mercury. Okay. So, seventh house Mercury shows that you will have the desire. If you're having displacement, seventh house of Mercury in the seventh house, it shows that you will have a very strong desire for your spouse to be financially well off. Okay. It also indicates very sharp business partner, and by profession, your spouse may be a writer or a poet or a journalist. Okay. Remember, Mercury does not do very good in the seventh house. It it does very good in the first house, but since the seventh house is directly opposite to the first house, it is not going to do very, very good. Okay. Sometimes I've seen people having Mercury in the seventh house. They are very prone to entering into conflict and arguments with your spouses and partners. Okay. Eighth house Mercury, these people are excellent money managers. They can manage finances pretty well. Okay. However, Mercury is the ever learner, and eighth house also represents secret relationships. So even if these people, they are in a committed relationship, they are married, for example, they might have relationships outside the marriage which they want to keep secretive. And these people, they have a very fair idea of how the world works, and they are very brilliant with their speech. Okay. I've seen a lot of public speakers or a lot of motivational speakers having this position of Mercury in the eighth house. And even if, suppose someone has this placement and the person is asked to speak on some topic that they don't have much knowledge upon, they'll still be brilliant with their ability to influence people, to mesmerize the audience as such. Okay. Now, ninth house Mercury is actually good because this shows the native's journey towards the divine, to find out what is beyond, the human existence. Okay. And these people are very, very good in grasping the abstract concepts of spirituality, of life as a whole. Okay. It is one placement that can make someone turn into a spiritual seeker, and such a native has a great opportunity to go for higher education like master degree or PhD. And ninth house Mercury is also very, very good for foreign travel as well as for foreign settlement. Okay. Now, if Mercury is in the 10th house, then these people will be brilliant short-term planners. Okay. However, 10th house Mercury comes with a precaution. You will not be able to, or you should not make long-term plans as such. Okay. And these people, they're very versatile, they're very workaholic, and they can influence a lot of people with their great communication and speaking skills. Even the status of the person having this placement is going to come from the way they talk, from the way they communicate. Okay. So these people, they do very good in the field of, political planning, in the field of writing, media, publishing, journalism, and so on. Okay. 11th house Mercury, makes the native very open-minded towards learning new things, and this is one placement that allows the native to use their network to the greatest possible extent. So such people can earn great wealth through some form of communication activity like writing or speaking. And 11th house Mercury can give problems related to the nerves. 11th house Mercury can give problems related to the skin, but it is also a very spiritual placement. If the native wants to go for spirituality, then they can actually make money by following the spiritual path. Okay. Now, 12th house Mercury, this is again not a very good position for Mercury to be in, because primarily it is going to affect your sleep. Okay. Why? Because it makes you highly imaginative regarding things which don't exist, regarding things which should have been but are not there in reality. So, it can give you mental turbulence. It can also lead you towards criminal activities if it associates with malefics like Mars and Rahu. However, this is a good placement for astrologers. It is a good placement to go for higher education. It is also a good placement for foreign settlement. Okay. So this was my take on the effects of Mercury in different houses of the horoscope. And if you want to know more, of course, if you want more information about your chart, you can always reach out at the number provided in the description box. Okay. So that's all from me in this video. I really appreciate that you took the time out to watch this video, and I'll see you soon in yet another video. Namaste. Om Gurave Namaha.